Just a reminder to you that ESPN FC is presented by Frito-Lay. Okay, it is time for Extra Time. Craig Burley's here in the studio. We've got Shaka Hislop with his fancy green screen. And that isn't a green screen, by the way, that Luis Garcia is in front of. That is the real deal, Luis. What a sight.
Where is it?
Amazing. The new San Mamés here in Bilbao. Beautiful. We got it lighted up. And as you can see, it's an amazing background. Hope you enjoy, because definitely from here, we are having a great time.
All right.
We light it up just for us, show?
Yeah, just for Luis, not for us.
Oh, not for us.
He knows all the people in Spain. Yep. Mr. Luis, Mr. La Liga. Let's get to your questions then. I'm going to read them from the screen as they come off that you guys have been sending in. Radu Marinescu says, Harry Kane wins how many trophies at Bayern?
2.
Which one?
Oh, you mean in the first year?
Yeah.
Bundesliga and Pokal. Because Man City are still the best side,
right,
really. So, you know, you've got to balance it up. I'm going to say 2 domestic trophies.
All right. What about you, Shaka? What do you say?
Yeah, I'm going to go 2 domestic trophies in the first year. I'm going to give it maybe the second or third year that Bayern win the Champions League.
Okay. All right. Now that I've asked you both, I just want to ask Luis. Luis?
Yeah, I'm going to go for 2. I'm not going to say which ones, but definitely easily 2 trophies. Domestic and European. We'll see what happens, but at least 2 in the first year.
Okay. Let's take a look at the next question then. Who have we got?
Who have we got? It's like a competition. Come on down. Who have we got? The price is right. Oh, you've won a toaster.
Who's more hated for their club, Craig or Maguire?
I haven't got a club. Which club? Take your pick. Dynamo. I haven't got a club.
You've definitely upset fans of a few of your former clubs, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it goes,
Which fans are the most annoyed at you from your former clubs?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a pretty even... I'm going to say it's a pretty even split between Chelsea and Celtic. I mean, I like to... Yeah, I like to share it out. I've shared it equally.
I share the hate.
No, but I didn't have any problem with the fans when I was playing for those clubs. It's only since I went into the media. The perception has slightly changed. I don't know, I would say 50-50. Maybe somebody can correct me over the next couple of days on Twitter, I don't know.
All right. So, I think that given that Shaka's known you such a long time, he can answer this question for us.
No, I think it is split between Celtic and Chelsea, though I have a feeling that now that we've said that, fans from both those clubs will be trying to get their club over the edge, and how much
I have to say though,
Shaq, hate for Craig.
I think I've definitely won the Craig or Maguire battle. I don't think United fans hate Maguire. I mean, I do admit that I am well and truly hated, but I don't think United fans hate Maguire. I think it's just more of frustration that at times it's not quite worked out. Last year when he played at the end, he played actually okay. I wouldn't say... I mean, 1 or 2 idiots on social media spouting stuff doesn't mean you're hated. I think it's just ignorance. So I wouldn't say Harry Maguire is hated by United fans. I just think they would prefer other options. Okay. But I am definitely. But
saying that, Craig, if social media is anything to go by, United fans hate you more than United fans hate Maguire. So you've got him pipped there too.
United fans really hated me when I was saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was never going to last. Ever going to last. And then they were like, voila!
Hang on, I've got the question. Do you hate Manchester United more, or do Manchester United fans hate you more?
No, Man United fans hate me. I don't... No, this is a very, very wrong perception, right? I do not hate any club in particular. I'll guarantee you that 100%. If Man United win the league this year, I don't have a problem. Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Celtic win the league, Rangers, does not make a jot of a difference to me. Not one iota. I still get up, I play golf, I do whatever. We come in here, we work. Notice I got the goal.
Anything else? I take the dogs out for a walk. For my breakfast, I have a few oats with banana on.
People have a very wrong perception that you hate a club because you have a very strong opinion on something. That's not generally the way it works. There are some pundits out there, I would imagine, who struggle with objectivity. But no, it's just about strong opinions, and people perceive that in very different ways. It's part of the job. You get used to it, but you thrive on it. It's great, no problem.
All right, next question.
What's that, the drum roll?
There's the drum roll for the next question. OK, can Luis explain why David De Gea gets a hard time in Spain? Even in his prime, he wasn't getting the love that he would get from Manchester United fans in England.
Yeah, it's true. It can be true, but that is something that comes with the way that we see the players in Spain. And it happens to De Gea, and it happens to many players when they go abroad or when they finish their career. We don't give it the credit to how good players they are until probably we lost them. And I think that De Gea receive a lot of stick here in Spain because of what the perception when he was playing for United. You see a couple of bad saves or mistakes, and then you think that you are already seen what De Gea can provide for Manchester United. You don't see all the good games that he had, and we start talking about and not talking in a good way. So that's the way in Spain we see football, and we treat the players. Sometimes probably not with the right state of what is happening for real.
So are players sometimes frowned upon, Luis, when they leave Spain to go to another country and play, almost like jumping ship? Because Stevie and I have had this conversation, that there was a period in Scotland when guys went from Scotland to England. When they went back to play for Scotland, sometimes at the National Stadium, they would get booed. They would get booed as a perception that they've jumped ship out of Scottish football for, you know, the big money in England. Is that a perception that's held in Spain at all?
No, it's not that kind of not that kind of perception. The perception is like when you got players in. We got so many important players. We got Silva, Torres, Cazorla, Cesc Fabregas, so many Piqué, young players who moved to England to play in the Premier League, and we never gave them the credit, and they became massive. And when they come back, then we say, yeah, it's finished. We've seen them for a few times, but we don't give the credit really how good Silva was or how good Cazorla was for Arsenal, because I think that those players who have gave a lot for Spanish teams, and we never gave them the credit to or the importance that I think that they deserve, and that's the way it is. De Gea, I think he was an amazing player, an amazing keeper, and we allowed, and Athletic Madrid allowed them to go to Manchester United, and after that we start complaining, it's not that good. He went there and he's not that good. That's the way sometimes we see the things here in Spain.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't want him anyway.
Stevie would tell you that they used to boo now and again. They used to boo Alan Hansen. I mean, one of the greatest centre-backs in the world, I mean, the European, whatever, but perception. I mean, I'm not suggesting that's the case now all the time, but I remember when we lost in Belgium in a qualifier, last group game. We lost in Brussels 2-0, and one of the newspapers was, and the biggest disappointments in this Scotland performance were the players who play in the much vaunted Premier League. So we were always a little bit open to that, but it's being slightly different.
You didn't care though.
Well, I'm a bit, you know, I'm sensitive. Come on, you got the questions in front of you.
I do have the questions in front of me now. Stevie said yesterday that last season was a fluke for Rashford. How many goals do you think he'll score this season?
Hold on, a fluke?
That's what Stevie said yesterday.
Fluke?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he's watching this. I mean, I wouldn't call it a fluke. I mean, it was out with certainly what we'd saw in the previous 18 months when he'd lost confidence and lost form. But, I mean, if he doesn't quite have the same season, are we going to say that was a fluke? It was just a great season. No, I wouldn't call it a fluke, no.
OK, for Shaka, did you see how the US women's national team were eliminated in the Women's World Cup? Would you be able to take a penalty kick like Alyssa Nair did?
Oh, please, no. Listen, there's a good reason I never took a penalty. Saying that, I took a couple during my university years, but that's it. As a pro, I would not dare. I don't think I could hold my nerve. And Nea took hers. Was she the first or second in sudden death as well? I mean, that was very, very impressive. So the short answer to that is absolutely not. I would not put my hand up to take one.
Ah, yeah, she did amazing. Anyway, that's all we've got time for on the latest edition of ESPN FC. We'll be back tomorrow. We've got leagues to talk about. We've got big transfer news to talk about.
Harry Kane.
We hope you're going to be with us on ESPN FC.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.